Yeah. Um, if you are watching this when I'm not live, this is a live stream. So it's not just an edited video or anything like that. Um, Today I was going to just talk about um the rapture because I've been hearing from a lot of people lately at my school, even some people who go to my church, that the rapture is not going to happen and is not real. So the reason I think it is, there's many reasons, but a lot of people have been telling me that it's a theory and that since the rapture is never mentioned in the Bible, like the word rapture is never in the Bible. So people say because of that the rapture will it just isn't real just because of that. And also they say it was made up by a guy named Darby back in 200 years ago or something like that. And that Darby made up the theory of the rapture, and that the rapture is not a fact. But if you read the full Bible in context and the right translation, that's not like, don't read the Mormon Bible, obviously, or anything like that. But if you read it in context and if you read the full Bible, then you will know and find out that the rapture is 100% real. So, yes, I think that there are many um, theories to the rapture that it could possibly be a just like the tribulation could happen after or before the rapture. If you don't know what the rapture is, and I've just been yapping about the rapture and you have no clue what it is, the rapture is a basically it's where all the Christians and the believers disappear off the face of the earth. They're just gone. So because of the rapture, it will be really bad, like on earth after that. I think the tribulation is after the rapture because I think we have a pre trib. There's multiple theories. A lot of people say that the tribulation will happen after the rapture, which I don't think is real. I don't think it's going to happen. But the tribulation is really 7 years of despair and pain and just bad stuff going on. If you read Revelation, it talks all about the tribulation. And also there's other books of the Bible like Daniel who talk about these things. You have to read in context to figure out what it's talking about, what the book is talking about. But the rapture is 100% going to happen. And that's because if you read in context, it talks about the disappearing of the people of God and the disappearing of the Christians, and that we will all be gone. The church will be gone. And a lot of people in church, they won't be gone because they're not really Christians. They they call themselves Christians, but they don't live like it. And I'm not saying works get you to heaven because they don't. I'm saying that a person who is, let's say, a Christian, um, they will have good works. They will do good works because they're a Christian, and that's what Christians want to do. They want to do what God has commanded, because if God says, "If you love me, you will keep my commandments." So there will be a lot of people in the church who think they're Christians who are not, and they will stay here, and they will remember. A lot of people will realize and remember what their families told them about the rapture, and they will be shocked that it actually happened because they didn't believe it before. And they'll be shocked that the rapture really did happen, and they'll be confused at what's going on and all the chaos and of everyone disappearing. But it's gonna happen. So if you don't believe in the rapture, you'll know when it happens. So the tribulation is a time after the rapture, as I said. But a lot of my friends and a lot of the people I know who go to my school or anything like that, they believe that the tribulation has already happened and the rapture has already happened, which, or no, they say the rapture isn't real, but they say the tribulation has already happened and that the millennium will happen later, which I don't think is true because the millennium is, it says in the Bible, that is a time of peace and is a time of calm where the lion will live with the lamb They will sit together, and the bear and the like all the predators of the lands, they will not eat each other, and like people be together and be nice to each other. I don't know, but like it'll just be good, almost perfect. And Jesus will be reigning in the temple in Jerusalem. He will be reigning as king over the world. And so, a lot of people, the people who say that the millennium is happening right now, I don't really know what they're talking about because it's definitely not. Because the millennium is a 1,000 year period after the tribulation that happens where Jesus is reigning in Jerusalem, and all the Christians are unable to die. We still have a body, but we're in a new body, and we're unable to die. But then there's I don't know. That's just we're not in the millennium, and there's a lot of proof but to back that up. But I mean, obviously, these things are not things that really change your faith as much because they're not as big of a deal as the things like do works get you to heaven, or um, do you need to be baptized to be a Christian, stuff like that. I'm going to talk about that in a later live stream about the baptism part because I do not think you need to be baptized to go to heaven. There's a lot of proof behind that, but I'll talk to you about that in a later live stream. But the tribulation really is an interesting um an interesting thing to look into if you want to look into it. But it will happen eventually. And if you think it's already happened, I really encourage you to look more into Revelation and Jude and um, the book of David. I mean, not David, Daniel, and other books like that in the Bible because all those explain some of the stuff that will happen, and you have to look at it deep and read it in context for you to be able to understand a lot of this stuff. So, that's about it. That's kind of what I was gonna say. And yeah, the tribulation will happen. Jesus is coming back soon, and so be ready and don't be scared for him to return because it is going to be a good thing. That is the most exciting thing that I'm most excited about out of anything for Jesus's return, which will be a great thing. So I'll see you in the next live stream. Have a good one.